So we come to the last session of the day, and in this we have 4 presentations. I invite Priyanka to come forward for this presentation. I think she's presenting on the perioperative surgical outcomes of the patients undergoing hysterectomy through various operative approaches in a tertiary care setup, a prospective cohort study. Priyanka.
Good morning all. I am Dr. Priyanka. I am a DNB resident in Obgani department in Narayana Hridayalaya. Today I will be speaking on perioperative surgical outcomes of patients undergoing hysterectomy in a tertiary care setup. This includes hysterectomy which were done through all 4 approaches, that is conventional, vaginal, laparoscopic and robotic. My mentor is Dr. Sapna Raina. So why I selected this study? So we all know that most common major gynecological surgery that is performed worldwide is hysterectomy. And 90% of these hysterectomies are performed for benign indications. And there are, as I already discussed, there are 4 approaches that we commonly perform. And till date, to the best of my knowledge, I have not found any study from India that has included all these 4 approaches. So the research question for my study is, among the patients undergoing the hysterectomy through various operative approaches for the benign gynecological procedure, which had the best perioperative surgical outcome. So aim, as I already told, it is to assess the perioperative surgical outcome, and primary objective was to assess the post-operative pain in the patients undergoing the hysterectomies, and the secondary objectives were to assess the complications, length of the hospital stay, and return to day-to-day activities after undergoing the hysterectomies. So the inclusion criteria were all the elective cases through robotic, laparoscopic, vaginal and abdominal, with or without bilateral salpingo-oophorectomy. And my exclusion criteria were the patient undergoing hysterectomies for gynecological malignancies, those hysterectomies which were done in emergency conditions, those which were done under regional anesthesia, hysterectomies done for obstetric indications, and patients who refused to undergo to get enrolled in the study. And my study period started in November 2017 and ended in August 2019. The methodology was a questionnaire which included demographic data of the patient, perioperative data like BMI, menstrual history, and other significant comorbidities which the patient had, number of prior pelvic or abdominal surgeries which the patient had undergone, and coming to the operative notes like total operative room time, the anesthesia time, skin-to-skin operative time, docking time, especially in case of robotic, additions if they were there, adnexal masses, intraoperative complications, and estimated blood loss. And post-operative thing like post-operative pain assessment, which was done through Wong-Baker Faces Pain Scale, use of narcotics, number of days of ICU stay, duration of the hospital stay, and post-operative complications and number of days taken to resume to the day-to-day activities. So it was a prospective cohort study, and we had included total 231 patients who were randomly chosen, and outcomes and benefits were analyzed. Each patient was followed till next 30 post-operative days, and so this was the overview. Like the robotic group had 70 patients, laparoscopic had 52 patients, vaginal had 39, and conventional had 70 patients. So the most common age group was between 41 to 50 years. Most common menstrual complaint was menorrhagia followed by dysmenorrhea. And most common indication for surgery was leiomyoma followed by adenomyosis, and in case of vaginal it was most commonly the prolapse. So we had maximum patient, if we look at the BMI, the patients with more than 30, more patients were in a robotic group compared to other groups, which came as statistically significant. And then coming to the other details like total operative room time, the vaginal group had the minimum average, mean average was minimum in the vaginal group, and total anesthesia time was minimum in the vaginal group, but skin to skin time was minimum in the abdominal group. And in case of docking time, 15 to 30 minutes were the average time. And coming to estimated blood loss, so especially the robotic group, which had the minimal blood loss, that is around 138, average of 138 ml, which was statistically significant. Then coming to the adhesions, so maximum number of patients with adhesions were in a robotic group compared to other groups, and this adhesion was assessed by PI score, that is peritoneal adhesion index score. And conversion to open techniques, which was seen in group 1, 2, 3, that is robotic, laparoscopic and vaginal. Robotic group, there was only one conversion, and that was mainly because of anesthesia anesthetic indication, where the patient had sudden bradycardia, and according to their suggestion, we had to convert it into open procedures. In laparoscopic, there were 4 conversions, 2 mainly because of severe adhesions, which was not able to tackle with the laparoscopy, so we had to convert into open, and one because of severe primary hemorrhage, and one more because of anesthesia indications. And endometriosis, 8 patients in robotic group had endometriosis, 2 in laparoscopic group, and 6 in the abdominal group. And coming to my primary objective, that is pain assessment. If you can see, we had assessed the pain on first 4 hours, 4 to 8 hours, as like 4 hours intervals till 24 hours, and then on the second day and third post-operative day, we usually give analgesics, that is paracetamol TID for the patients post-operatively. But if we had to use any extra analgesics along with this, any extra analgesics or tramadol, that is a narcotic, this one, then we would be entering it in this group. So if you can see, the robotic group had the least pain score among the all 4 groups. And total length of hospital stay did not vary much among all 4 groups, but return to the daily activities and work by the patients. If you can see, robotic group had the least one, that is an average of 7 days, compared when we see that laparoscopic group had 10 days, vaginal had 9 days, and the abdominal had around an average of 20 days. So in conclusion, though robotic group had more number of patients with higher BMI, adhesions, endometriosis, when analyzed, they had the least intraoperative blood loss, lesser post-operative pain, and earlier return to day-to-day activities. So, but the total length of hospital stay did not vary when done through various approaches. So take-home message, based on the available data and the statistical analysis and the available infrastructures at the present time, robotic surgery is one of the best approach for hysterectomy in a benign gynecological condition.
Thank you so much.